Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. In the last episode, we were discussing whether this crime was a closed-door crime, as in, did the killer lock it from inside and then appear once everyone else rushed in? And we can say no, the door was locked from the outside by spreading glue in between the cracks of the door. Mikan is obviously trying to, poo-poo that idea, but no, I think it was glue.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily,
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Exactly.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
Mm-hmm.
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
Oh, yeah.
Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Yeah, you did, but at least you can admit it.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
God damn.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Usami, why are you so bright? Why are you so bright, Usami?
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
No. All they did was create the closed space. Hiyoko was long dead.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
That it does.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Why is that necessary? I'm gonna keep saying this. Every time Mikan says something about herself that is completely unnecessary unless she is actively trying to make herself look innocent, I'ma point it out.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Ibuki's body was the only one he could see.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. Okay, what are we dealing with? Hangman's Gambit, okay. I can never remember the controls. Was it F1? Oh crap, what was it? Okay, let's see. Catch, release, and explode is right. That's right. Letter explosion sent to the keyword is left. Okay. Okay, I can remember this. Let me just... Yeah, that was explode. Wallpaper. Let's put that there. Excuse you! I need a W. Please, can I have a W? Oh, I need an A. Let's just get rid of these. Okay. Okay. Where are the L's when you need them? Oh, feck. Oh god, oh god, oh god! P. Come on, P, where you at? Bugger, bugger, bugger. It's okay. It's okay. Everything is fine. Where's another P? God damn. Just need an E. Just need an E. There we go.
I got it!
Whew, and now I can breathe.
That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
Da-da-da-da.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
Yeah, it's a curtain. It's a curtain like in The Wizard of Oz. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Oh, I loved that little dog. You know, in the Judy Garland, the little dog that played Toto. I love that breed. Oh.
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Oh, is this the jumping thing? Logic dive. Oh no. Oh god. Hold up, what were the... I'd move was mouse, accelerate was control. I'm so sorry I keep having to look at these, but I don't know what any of them are. Okay. Left was jump, and moving was just the mouse, right? Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's jump. Oh! How dare. Okay, that was brake. That was jump, and it was control to speed up. Whee! I'm bad at these games. This is not my forte. Okay, question 1. Why did Hiyoko's body appear at the crime scene? It was hidden. Okay, there we go. I don't have much move. I don't have much place to move on my desk. Just keep going. No, you don't. Warlord. Okay, question 2. What did the killer use to hide her body? It would be the wallpaper. Yep, there we go. Lord. There we go. Game, why you like this? Why you like this? I don't... Whoosh! Ah, bugger! Bastards! Like I said, I really don't have much place to move. I only have about, you know, a hand width. How did the killer hide her body? They covered the pillar with the wallpaper. That's what would make sense to me. Yeah! There we go, onto Rainbow Road. Yeah, good stuff.
It's all coming together. I got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
There you go.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
And no, like way before you found it.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
You just couldn't see her.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
I mean, you might not have, I did.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
Despite this front that you put on, I would say you probably are very bold, and you probably aren't adverse to taking risks.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Don't do it, Usami. Don't do it, it's shit.
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
Oh.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Okay.
I knew it! There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
I don't think it was intentional in the slightest.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, though.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
Confirmation bias. This is a really bad case of confirmation bias.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated to the two victims in that movie, I should be able to explain that now. It's not going to be because they like movies. That's weird. I don't think there was an accomplice. At this stage, At this stage, they still think... Oh, shit.
I see!
I'll explain in a minute.
The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
They still think that Ibuki was the person on the video that Hajime saw. And now they've realized, okay, Hiyoko must have been killed way before that, but they still haven't figured, oh, Ibuki was also killed before that, so that's why I picked that.
Then Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
I kind of don't think so, but you're only working with like half the information. Like, you haven't figured shit out yet, so just go along this line of logic, you'll get there.
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Gundam, are you okay? Gundam, are you having a moment?
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Okay, Chiaki, you're being a wee bit petty now. I admit it's funny because he was being condescending, but...
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed.
Because of the blood on her shoes.
That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyway, if this continues, we're just going to talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Okay, make your argument. What do we have? Blood on the soles. That's what we need.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
I've got it. I've got the evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
No.
Weak, 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 I say!
I mean, that's fair.
It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Kazuichi's thoughts were weak just then. Chiaki said Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed, but... is that really true?
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence!
Yeah,
Did you see her walking?
Agree.
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on?
I agree with that.
Yep.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Indeed, she did not.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Really?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
I mean, that is a very cool line. I'll give him that.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
What is this? What is this compliment exchange?
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
He's just like, eh.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Hold up. Hold up. Let me... I'd assume that one, but I
You're
want
saying...
to see... Okay, no, that wasn't it. I'm like, let me see the... Okay, slash in the direction you want is Wasad. Okay, arrow. Wood. Fire Truth Blade is left. Okay. Okay, I'm just reminding myself. I'm very sorry.
Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about one... Did you see a nice nightmare?
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hiyoko's.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should... It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Excuse you?
Damn it!
Here's the thing, to be honest, I think we may have skipped over it. Because he said there was no blood on the floor. And there was a smudge. Damn it, I was overcome. He's gonna go back to the original topic. I think that's what we needed.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words!
There we go.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Bring forth the proof.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hiyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hiyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hiyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Blood will still drain, though. If she was laid on her back, then yeah, but because she's upright, there would be some drainage. Not a lot, considering it was on her neck rather than on her, like on her calf, where there'd be a crap ton of drainage, but there would, from the neck, there would still be some. It would create a puddle. Not a big puddle, but a puddle.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
And how many people would know that?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
I mean, that is fair. That is fair as long as you can admit when you're wrong.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
Which would mean that we'd have to vote for Ibuki. But you just said beforehand that there is only one killer. So you've just confirmed that she didn't commit suicide.
Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
No!
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hiyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
Again, she was not in a state where that would have been possible. She was under the effects of was it the naive disease? I can't remember what Ibuki's thing was called, but she'd do whatever she was told.
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
How do you pretend to be hung from the neck? I mean, I know there are stage tricks to do that, and to be fair, Ibuki was the ultimate musician. She might have encountered something like that, but I don't know what point Nagito is trying to make, because I assumed he was trying to make the whole, like, oh, you said there was only one killer. If she committed suicide, then there'd be two. Therefore, she didn't commit suicide. I thought that's where he was going. I have no idea where he's going with this line of logic.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
A fake. Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
They wouldn't have had to. She did as she was told.
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
Oh. Okay. And you know what? with that, I'm going to bring this episode to a close. In the next one, we destroy the weakest alibi, whoever that is. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.